the image I chose behind me. The reason I chose it is because as soon as I felt it, or saw it, I felt an extreme amount of loneliness and pity for this figure. Canvas of white. Alone on a canvas of white, not a friend in sight. Dirty and damp, hung up to dry, alone and forgotten on a canvas of white. The gaze is beautiful, a snow-dampened wood of pine, but it is bittersweet, like poisoned honey. Is the view worth the price to pay? My soul cries out for company, but none hear my plea. What is this I see? The tranquil beauty of the world around me? The longing for company has been satisfied. The pain has been numbed, but it will not last in eternity. The pain always finds its way back to me, and I am alone to suffer on a canvas of white.
My name is Osvaldo Lojinos Cruz, and the picture you're looking at right now is the picture that inspired me to write, and from that I got this. El Diluvio. Water was once sent by God to destroy the human race. Will it happen again? Will someone have to build a Noah to fight against the water? Will it happen again? Nadie sabe. O tú no sabes. O no te gustaría saber. ¿Pasará otra vez? No sé, tú dime. Will we have to come 2 by 2? Thank you.
I'm Garth Martinell, and I chose the image behind me because it was very inspiring. Lost at sea. The water is all around me. It's like a ravaging swarm of bees, constantly trying to sting me, tries to bring me to my knees. The water, it wants to kill me. It waits for me to die. I'm stuck here in the water. It's all there is for miles around. There is no food here in the water. I've got nothing left to drink. The ocean seems so empty. I'm all alone here in the water. And now I think I'm done. No longer will I stay afloat. I sink down, down, down into the water's throat. The monster, it has won now. The water free to sting. Down here with the fish, forever shall I sleep. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Angelica, and the image I chose was because looking from an artist's point of view was first the color, because it drew me in, and then the movement and the blurring effect that they used. So I had written a short story as the end result is what you see. Anna stood on the shore, watching the rain hit the water as people rushed by to find a dry place. A teenage girl ran into her and did not say a word, but hurried on by. Anna watched her for a moment before she said sorry for being in the girl's way. The girl didn't hear her, and Anna was for sure that she didn't see her. No one does anymore, she thought, turning back to the water. She always watched her mother pull out photo albums whenever they had guests, and would show pictures of her. Her mother would tell them Anna loved the water, and she would go out to the ocean with her father. But at that point, her father would leave the room. But there her mother would stop and her father would leave the room. He never really spoke anymore, nor was her mother her cheerful self, not since the accident. It was a day just like this one, warm and sunny with a gentle cool breeze. Anna was waiting on the deck for her father to come home from work. He promised they would go out on the ocean and travel across to the other shoreline. She remembered him saying you could catch some of the biggest fish there, as well as find the best stones and seashells. She looked up to see gray clouds coming in. A storm is coming, but Papa's not home yet, she said out loud, looking back at her house and seeing her mother shaking her head through the window. Being only 5 years old, her patience was getting thin. Standing up abruptly and her right fist over her heart, she barely said, "I don't need Papa. I'm first mate. I can make it to that shore and back before that storm. I'll bring back some small shells and seashells for Papa. He'll be so proud of me. He'll tell the story to everyone." Anna climbed to one of the small boats and set out to the sea. She made it across and had 2 stones, and one a light blue and the other of a bright red. She would have gotten more, but she could see her mother and father waving and shouting something she couldn't hear. She thought they were cheering for her. She eagerly waved back before getting back into the boat. Her father was in one too. Before Anna could get halfway to her father, the storm had hit. The wind rocked the boat and the waves crashed into her. This knocked the breath out of her and blurred her vision. Another wave came tossing her and the boat over. Anna fell into the water, the currents too strong for her to fight. The waves pushed and pulled in every direction until she was spinning and sucked down to the bottom of the ocean floor, along with the boat. Anna blinked, and the rain was gone, the water stilling. She turned around and walked along the shore until the next storm came for her to relive that day.
I'm Gwen Shipper, and I decided to choose this photo because, when I looked at it, the light around it made me think of possibility for a life that was about to be wasted. So here it is. A chance. Why stand so far away? Why look so lonely, poor old man? It's like there's something over that fence calling you over, like a family or a chance. A chance to be someone other than this sad slave, this sad, poor slave. I admire you, poor fellow. Whips all day and pain that follows. You're around like a lost child searching for his mother. Were you working all day, trying to make a living, to be brave? Be brave for the family that waits over the fence. They're your chance to overcome this. The blur of the welts that remain on your back shows the scared feeling of how the slave owners react. Blank images cross your mind as you try to run and hide. No more, your strained lips reply. Thank you.
My name is Jody Curley, and I picked this image because I thought it was beautiful and I was interested in it. Waves. Polluted by swirls of blue and infested with pools of mystery, tumbling onto tan grains of sand. Inviting and warm in the summer, laughter swarms around the air. Cold and abandoned in the winter, lonely and lost with no sound. Calm, cool, and collective, whispering sounds of joy, singing to the beat of the sun. I watch and wonder how something could be so beautiful.
Hi, I'm Donovan Messer, and my image, The Headlights, it just inspired me to make this poem, and it's what I'd see, say, if I took off my glasses. Aspiration. On a warm summer's night in the fields, where a slight breeze blows, where the crickets jump and sing, what a sweet place that must be. But here in the city, there is none of that. Here in the city, the breezes are always cold, never warm, never soft, never kind. Here in the city, only the cars sing throughout the nights, on the bridge where the bright visions occur. New faces into the city, and all they see is wonder. Here in the city, there is no wonder. They come with visions of bright new days, but soon all their visions blur away.
Hi, I'm Akina, and I chose this picture behind me because it inspired me to write this. Headlights. How did I get here? When did this happen? Was I asleep? Was I blank for a moment or two? All I see are two beaming lights, beaming like the sun in July. Around the lights are a box-like object. Oh no, it's a car. How did I get here? When did this happen? Was I asleep? Was I blank for a moment or two? My life flashes before my eyes. All I hear is my heart pounding. My body is ice cold. I feel beads in my hands. My feet are abundant. My mind is busy. How did I get here? When did this happen? Was I asleep? Was I blank for a moment or two? Am I going to die? Will I make it? Should I pray? Dear Lord, please help me. I don't know what to do. How did I get here? When did this happen? Was I asleep? Was I blank for a moment or two? We are head to head less than 5 seconds. I see the other person's arm crossing their face, bracing themselves for the impact. Metal to metal melted away, rubber to rubber, bursting into flames. How did I get here? When did this happen? Was I asleep or was I blank for a moment or two?
Eisenhower, and I chose the image behind me because it stood out to me the most. Dark blue waves. Blue waves in a distance, seagulls squawking in the sky, waves colliding with a splash, wind calmly soaring through the air. Dark blue water is all that remains, peace blowing over the sea, scared and lonely throughout the night, wishing somebody will find me before it's too late. Another day wakes me from hell, but out here I feel my true feelings. Quietness is all I ever wanted. The middle of the ocean is where it ends. The time is near to go away. Happiness is coming for me. Letting myself sink, ready to go. Up there is a whole better place.
I'm Tyler Burgess, and I chose this image because it just I thought of like a stuffed animal if it could speak, if a girl would like grow up and forget about the animal. So yeah. You lied to me. You said that you loved me. You said you couldn't go a day without me. You even said that no one would ever replace me. But I just realized that you lied to me. That stupid boy, he just replaced me. And as you stand there, you look straight into my eyes. You act like there was never anything between us. But someday he'll lie to you. And you'll expect me to accept your apologies, that I'll act like everything will be fine, that I'll act like nothing ever happened. But I won't accept any of your apologies, only because you lied to me.
This image really inspired me to write this story. The Mysterious Man. One hot summer afternoon, years ago, I was letting our dogs out in our yard when I noticed a man in the distance walking along the edge of our property. I yelled for my dad to come outside. While waiting for my dad to come outside, I examined this obscure man. I noticed he was carrying a bag. I began to wonder, who is this man? Why is he carrying a bag? What is in the bag? Where did he come from? By that time, my dad had come outside. He asked me what the deal was, and I pointed to the man. My dad said he'll go check it out. The man sees the man walking towards him. He stops and sits. My dad finally reaches the man, says something to him, and the man stands up and hops the fence. This man, along with my dad, begins walking towards our house. I gather the dogs and put them in the pen so I can see what's going on. I meet my father inside. He tells me what the man is in the kitchen, but the man will not reply. He will respond by shaking his head yes or no. I wonder what is with him, why will he not reply? By the looks of him, I could tell he's probably not eaten in a while. I give him a glass of water and ask if he wants anything to eat. He nods. I reheat the previous night's food and get them to him. Before I have a chance to get the silverware, he is scarfing down the hot food. I watch in awe, wondering how long it had been since he had eaten. Within the minutes, the food is gone, so I fix him another plate. By the time the second plate's food is gone, and my father has gotten clean clothes, a washcloth, and a towel. He tells the man to go take a shower. The man takes a shower and goes into the bathroom and takes a set of clothes. Almost an hour later, the man comes out of the bathroom, transformed. I could hardly tell he was the same man, with all the dirt absent from his face. I study him. I notice he has scratches all over his arms and legs. I felt it was not my place to ask any questions, so I remained silent. Supper is ready, so we go eat again. The man scarfed down yet another plate of food. I go to the kitchen to get the dessert. We're having cheesecake. I set the slice in front of him, and he just stares at me.
I'm Jasmine Gray, and I did a haiku on the image behind me because it shows even when there's darkness, you can see the light can come through, and it's called Luminous Lights. Radiant through steam, hits the breath like death of night, the fluorescent gloom.
I picked this image behind me, this video, because it just kind of shows the hard work people do when they don't get recognized. Disappearing every day. We work so hard and no one takes time to stop. When will they realize we're slipping away? Another hard worker just lying down. Cars go by without moving. When will they realize we're slipping away? A lonely girl walking, taking time to look up and think she could have done something. But now she's gone, just slipped away.